Hello everybody, this is Monomata here once again with more modded Minecraft, Gregtech in particular. And as you can see, my factory is actually kinda becoming a factory. That's really odd, I know. Doesn't seem like something I would probably do. But anyway, this is what I needed the cactus before in the last episode at the very end, which I didn't really explain very well, was for these pipes right here, these wooden pipes from Buildcraft. Because of the fact that, you know, there's not really a way to get stuff into this or get stuff out of it without Gregtech interfering with it, I had to build these wooden pipes to get some stuff out of this and some stuff out of this and control it, because Gregtech pipes will basically output this no matter what you do, and you can control whether these are going on or off or not by using these wooden thingamajiggers. If you can see, you just make wooden transport pipes like that, and you actually make this pipe sealant like that with cactus, or this, but I'm not even close to being able to have beeswax yet. So, these things are called redstone engines. They're made with a piston, 2 wood gears, glass, and when playing, wood gears are made like this. And you just put a lever, you power it with any sort of redstone whatsoever, and it powers this, and it determines whether or not steam or something is going to be let out the side. And that is specifically the reason why I made these tanks over here, out of glass, of course. You can make tanks like this. Now, there are multiple types of tanks, but right now, these are the only ones that I can afford to make. They're iron tanks, but they're way too expensive for me right now. Now, as you can see, this thing is slowly filling up. This tank is already completely filled up. There are 50 buckets of steam. You can't really have steam in a bucket, so I suppose I should probably say cells. But there are 50,000 millibuckets of steam in here is basically what it's measured by. So that should be able to, you know, support the alloy smelter for quite a bit of time, actually. Greg, I hate you. There's a recipe in Railcraft for a super easy blast furnace. Apparently Greg didn't like that so much, so he kind of sort of took the whole thing out. Which means now I'm going to have to, well, I mean, it's not the struggle because I already have bronze. I already have enough bronze, that is, that it really shouldn't be that difficult for me to accumulate as much as I need for this. But let me just do some calculations on this. I think I already did this, but as you can see, you need 32 bronze-plated bricks, and each brick requires 6 plates, and each plate requires 2 bronze. So, how much does this require? 4 more plates. You need a rough estimate of 392 bronze, which is 6 and about a sixth. Yeah, 6 and about 11 bronze. 6 and about 12, I'm going to say. 6 entire stacks of this. That's gonna take just a little while to get, but it should go a lot faster with this thing now, because this thing really helps. It also helps that I have a gigantic copper mine below my house. Alright, well, before I get into making an extractor, let's just say that this little experiment with carpenter's blocks went rather well. So, this is what the house looks like now. It doesn't look stupid anymore. At least it doesn't look as stupid as anymore. It doesn't look as stupid as anymore, yes. But as you can see, the roof is actually like a roof now. It's slanted from carpenter's blocks. I just made these things called collaptible blocks. Okay, you can read what this says. But anyway, I made some of that, and I put it on there, and I chiseled it with a chisel and a hammer, and it turned into that, and that's what it is now. And I also made these special things called carpenter's torches, which is just, you know, coal or charcoal above a carpenter's block, and you can put it on the ground. You can put any block on this, and it'll turn into what looks like the base of the block. So that is really cool. That's really, really, really cool. So I made it look like wood, so the torches don't look so out of place now. Etho would freaking love this mod. I know he would, because he's played with it before. But anyway, so that's all very, very, very good. So now my house doesn't look like utter crap anymore. But, as I said, the extractor. So I've started growing rubber trees, which obviously aren't growing at all. So I'm just going to kind of do this little thing and speed up the process by about 1,100 years. Like so. Just gotta grow these. and grow it again. And as you can tell, he hasn't really gotten to the point of making it be the updated bone meal, but hey, whatever, I like it that way better because it was better like that. It wasn't more realistic like that, but it was better like that. So, you just use this little thing that I just made called a tree tap on these little spots on these little trees to get rubber from them. Oh man, this is all coming back now. Oh man, I would spend hours doing this, just tearing down the side of every single one of these trees. By the way, if you do this, the leaves deteriorate. Now, for some reason, the leaves deteriorating, which means basically the whole entire life of the tree deteriorating, doesn't actually mean that the tree dies. And you want to keep these little poles as long as you want to, or as long as you possibly can, because of the fact that these little thingies right here still actually regrow. The things that I'm getting the sticky resin out of still regrow every single time. Probably about once, maybe even twice a day they regrow. So what I need to do now is build this little thing called a steam extractor right here. Requires a whole bronze hull, pretty expensive for a steam thing, that is. Alright, so you know the gist. I'm just gonna speed this up. So anyway, this is how you make it. What? Oh, there it is. Apparently I put the piston on the wrong side or something. So, oh, and also I did this with carpenter's blocks. I basically did the same thing. They have different types of trap doors that you can use, made with carpenter's, just a carpenter's block, basically. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this steam extractor facing this way once again, so that I can actually set the exhaust thing to that face, so that the steam doesn't blow up everything. So, what I need to do now, can the steam extractor just be controlled by, can it actually be worked with just this? Because I'm not sure if this goes fast enough. I'm not exactly sure how much steam this requires, but it looks like it might be handling it so far. I guess I'm just gonna have to wait and see. So, this sticky resin, when you put it in the steam extractor, actually turns into rubber, which is a key component in pretty much everything everywhere. So, you need this. What is this? Alright, well, as you can see, I actually have a real factory now. It's like it's a good factory. So, oh, this is going to take some explaining. This is really, really going to take some explaining. So, I'm going to just kind of do this at the most reasonable pace that I can. Okay, so, this little steam thing, if I said anything about this, okay, well, these little engine thingamajiggers right here, I'm pretty sure I've said stuff about this already. Just pump it in here, I add an extra thing up there so it goes up there, and I send this through these so it selectively puts them in these. But this little thingamajigger right here, now I have these engines set up below here so that these are actually exporting items in here. These little iron tubes right here can be modified with a wrench so that certain sides output certain things. And right now, every single one of these is organized so that they all go into this chest. The Buildcraft pipes are simply made with any sort of material just being put around glass that can make a pipe, and it makes 8 of them. So that's really interesting, I suppose. Getting a lot of bread because I grinded up all that stuff. But yeah, this is actually self-sufficient now, so I don't have to babysit it forever, which is very good. And now I'm going to make a tree farm right next to a forest, because that makes sense, right? there. Oh, by the way, I just figured out how to duplicate furnaces. So, that's fun. Okay, you know what? I'm getting tired of this breaking down and being all weird, so I'm going to make an extra one of these. Yes, I'm going to waste even more materials to just stop this madness. If I actually get this thing because it's pretty poor work so this is the only thing I'm doing now, is taking a second steam boiler. Okay, so I'm going to so, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to break this, and I'm going to rearrange the whole entire thing, sort of. So it's all way there. And I'm going to do, I'm going to this, but these are going to be trash tabs. Actually, I'm going to trash tabs. We're going to just right next to each other. Okay, no, I'm going to do the one right here and the one right here. So, that's where I'm going to do this. There we go. So, I'm going to do this one all the way over here. Ow, okay. And I'm going to move, so here's this, and this happen here. So, I'm going to have to make some sort of weird arrangements like this, where okay, so essentially what I have done here is I've just connected both of these furnaces, put an iron pipe in the middle of it, and routed it so that both of these concentrate on either going over here, or they concentrate on filling up these pipes with stuff, which actually I need to go ahead and do this, so that it actually connects to it. So now both of these furnaces will be focused on either sending steam through these pipes, which will mean, of course, that it is filling up these thingamajiggers with it, which actually, I need to switch out this pipe right here with an iron fluid pipe so that it doesn't get all confuzzled and try to send stuff to the place that I don't want it to send it to. So let me just do this. I think that's right. So now, these two furnaces are sending steam to only these places, and only these places. They can't accept steam. They cannot accept steam, so they're not going to try to do that. And the steam can go nowhere else than these pipes right here when it sends it to them. And the steam is going to come out the back into here and go only through this thing, and go only through this thing, and only go this way. So I've got this working what I think is perfectly, but normally that's not perfectly at all. Okay, and then an engine right here with another lever on it. So, alright, this is getting more and more complicated by the second. Eventually this is probably going to get so complex that I'm not even going to be able to do anything with it. But, hopefully this should speed up the steam processing to the amount of time that I want it to be, so that I don't actually have to wait any longer for these things to get finished. And this is kind of a, whoa! A lot more of those trees grew already than I thought were going to grow already. But hopefully this leads to me being able to actually automatically do a lot more things than I was able to a couple minutes ago, because this is going to produce steam so rapidly you have no idea. I tell you, you have no idea how rapidly this is going to produce steam. This is probably about 4 times the amount, probably about 6 times the amount, actually, that a normal, steam boiler would be able to make. So this should definitely be able to support the alloy smelter and all of that stuff. And if it doesn't, I don't even know anymore. Like, if this doesn't support that, I don't even know what's happening in the world anymore. I've never known what's happening in the world. So, I'm just going to fuel up these two so that they can get their steam ready. I'm going to fire up both of these things so that I can actually see if when they start generating steam, it starts to actually work. I'm just going to put a little bit more in both of these. So see, the thing about this is these will be so powerful now that I can support the alloy smelter while I'm, using the normal furnace. So because of the fact that I planted all of these trees, I'm going to be able to sustain my charcoal amount by just cutting them down and putting them in the furnace. So this is kind of like a self-sustaining thing. Not really. It's not forestry level yet, because obviously I haven't really gotten into forestry at all. The only thing that I have that even references is forestry at all is just the appetite. Wow, a lot of these trees grew that I was wow, a lot of trees grew that I was not expecting to grow. When I put these all next to each other, I thought that they were just gonna not grow at all, but apparently 2 gigantic trees grew right next to each other. So that's exciting. So, it looks like this thing is working, and very, very good at that. Like, this thing is doing a really, really... Ow! Even this hurts me? Oh, never mind. But that thing is doing really well. So, I'm gonna go ahead and enable this, and disable these and see how much this is able to support it. They can't even, these machines all going at once can't even keep up with this. Okay, turns out I had this one facing the wrong direction. Probably would have helped if I knew that before. I do quite believe that was the problem, is that these aren't even, they're not even allowing enough transport, enough fast transport for these things to even get through. I also believe that another one of these problems was stemming from the fact that this thing is facing the wrong way, and I don't think that I can fix that. Oh, I can. Well, I think that it works correctly, don't you? Alright, so, as you can see, I have got a lot of bronze now. 5 stacks and 46. It's not enough to make the, you know, blast furnace yet, but it's still a very, very, very large amount of it. And as soon as I get just a little bit more tin, I'll be able to make the whole thing. So why not start now? And there we go. So now all I need to do is put the wrench right there, the bricks right here, and the bronze plates all around this. Like so. And there we go. 28 out of 32 of these. That is more than I have ever got before. It's probably more than a lot of people have ever got before. So, now all I need to do is put the bronze plate bricks in sort of fashion, I believe. Yes, in the middle of it, hollow. Whoa, what's this? Why is this here? And why was there? And then I believe I just need 4 more. This is such a freaking tease. Don't you dare stop working now. This is the last little amount of bronze that I need. If you stop in the middle of this, I am going to be so infuriated. That's it. That's actually more than I needed. Wow, okay. I overestimated that, but whatever. That's more bronze than I needed. I'm happy. I am happy. I am happy about this, because this means that I'll finally be able to have... Yes. Oh, man. Let's see if this works. Because if this works, I'm going to be amazed if there are no problems with this. You do have to use real coal. That's just heartwarming. Come on. Yes! Okay, with that magnificently triumphant piece of stuff, the steel I mean, I can finally say that this has been a very, very, very successful episode. I'll probably go into some more of the Iron Age next episode, and probably getting some of the guns in Flan's mod too, so that should be exciting. So, I will see you next time. Or not, whatever, you know, whatever happens. So, bye.